Hello, and welcome back to acrosstao.ai. That's acrosstao.ai. Pretty excited to meditate with you to it's actually a drawing or a picture that Microsoft Copilot put together based on the way that I described it. It's pretty cool. It's right there in the middle of your screen. I had described it as a individual wearing a zoot suit with a green vest and a red tie and a gray fedora hat with a yellow hat band around it. I also mentioned that they were to be carrying a briefcase and they were to have their arm stretched out and bent with their hand as though like stop. Anyhow, I was amazed. It created it within just a matter of minutes, and it's beautiful in my thoughts. It's just really cool. Anyways, we're going to meditate to the Tao Te Ching while assembling this puzzle, and we'll see how far we get. And if we don't finish it, that's okay, because just as in a puzzle, life is very similar in the fact that it's really not a destination, it's a journey, right? So, I'll do the best I can. I'm intended to go ahead and do the entire Tao Te Ching, which is 81 verses. This is a version of the Tao Te Ching as interpreted and inspired and provided by an individual by the name of Dr. Wayne Dyer. If you're not familiar with him, you might want to look him up. Seems to be a pretty cool guy. Actually, I'm believing he is. I've read quite a number of his works, and I always seem to get something out of it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our meditation. 3 deep cleansing breaths. 5 in, 5 out, 5 in, 5 out, 5 in, 5 out. Okay, let's do that. Followed by 3 claps of your hands. Not really loud, just kind of gentle. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Now that your left palm and your right palm are pressed together, start to move your hands back and forth. Feel the friction. Move it a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. Okay, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Alrighty, we should be ready for meditation now. Let me get the teleprompter started so we'll be able to use that, as a timing mechanism and hopefully keep on time. Here we go. Are you ready? I choose to enjoy living the great mystery. The Tao that can be named is not the Tao. When my work is done, it is forgotten. That is why it lasts forever. know that there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Hey, we've got a corner here. The all-providing Tao is empty, yet inexhaustible. There's another corner. I will work at eliminating all my judgments of others. I pay attention to my inner callings and apply my own uniqueness to everything I undertake. peacefulness of what is depends on what is not. I choose to ignore the seductive allure of acquisition and fame. I see myself as everything. I love myself as everyone. Discovering how things have always been brings me into harmony with the way. The place of my origination is stillness, from which all creation originates. Amidst the rush of worldly comings and goings, I observe how all endings become beginnings. I fully trust that others do know what is best for themselves. I act virtuously. I do not need any rules to be kind and just. I am moral, profitable, and a genius extraordinaire, regardless of what any transcript or bank statement might say. I am doing nothing. Rather, I am being done. How do I know the way of all things at the beginning? I see it within myself. I resist any brokenness by being flexible and bending when storms appear. In all of nature, no storm can last forever. Boasting or showing off are superfluous excesses. This practice must be uprooted, thrown out, and left behind forever. I come from greatness. I attract greatness. I am greatness. Excuse me. I have the ability to stay poised and centered, regardless of what goes before me. Without go, what is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? As I preserve my original qualities, I can do or govern anything. I live with radical humility. I allow my life to unfold naturally. There's a time for being ahead. There's a time for being behind. There's a time for being in motion. There's a time for being at rest. There's a time for being vigorous. There's a time for being exhausted. Oops, I dropped my binaural recorder. Looks like it's still working though. Whatever strains with force will soon decay. I eschew any and all forms of violence. I take the lines of least resistance in all of my actions. Okay, I just put the teleprompter on pause. I wanted to point out something to you that I'm sure you've noticed. Um, just an observation of what seems to be happening here. My meditation is getting deeper and deeper, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger challenge to stay focused on the puzzle. I'm going to go ahead and choose to stick with that, however, because I've noticed that by doing a puzzle while practicing the Tao Te Ching with, what I have heard them referenced to as Tai Chi breath, or it's not dragon, or it's not dragon breath, because I'm not breathing in really hard and putting out really hard. But either way, by doing this, I've noticed an incredible difference in my spatial recognition and in my spatial learning. And the reason why I'm so excited to share this with you is I'm in hopes that when you stick with this, and I think you will, because it's very valuable, particularly if you're very interested in learning more about artificial intelligence. But if you don't, that's fine. Anyhow, when you stick with this, you might notice over time your spatial recognition will improve and it'll get that much better. And I got to tell you, it's incredibly exciting for me. I've changed incredibly just over the last 9 to 12 days in practicing this. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and resume the puzzle. Looks like we still have some time here to maybe even complete it. Looks like we're getting pretty close. So, let's start up the teleprompter again. Okay. Allow my highest nature to come forward by bringing love to the places where I used to live in hatred. I trust in the perfect goodness of the Tao to guide and direct me wherever it will. Allow my thoughts and ideas to be carried by the great wave of the Tao. No, I haven't forgotten about the puzzle. I'm going to get back with it. I'm just kind of enjoying my meditation at this moment. I am replacing my desire for power over others with my efforts to understand and master myself in any and all situations. The things we love, we have to learn to leave alone. By not claiming greatness, I will achieve greatness. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen for it, there is nothing to hear. When you use it, it cannot be exhausted. This is the great Tao. I seek out obscurity by suppressing any desires for attention or recognition. The Tao does nothing, believes nothing undone. I trust my essential nature. I let go of all polarities and I live in the indivisible oneness of Tao. Goodness and godness are one, and I trust who I am, the child of God. I am a piece of the whole, and I act in accordance with the wholeness of Tao. I bow to the all-creating power from which I came, and to which I'm returning. By falling away, I will not become extraordinary, prominent. Rather, I will become subtle and simple and uncomplicated. I let go of my need for more and live in a state of pure gratitude. Giving is replacing my demands for more. The experience of inner peace is my true gauge of all accomplishments. without going out the door. I can know the world without looking out the window. I can see the ways of heaven. Just moving around here a little bit. Kind of try and get some tensions out of my back here. Out of my neck. Okay, let's get back with the meditation. In order to enlighten my experience of the Tao and live by its principles, I practice decreasing my reliance on things. It is my choice to be kind to those that are kind. It is my choice to be kind to those that are unkind, because the nature of my being is kindness, and that is all I have to give away. I am a immortal spiritual being having a temporary human experience. I think we'll go ahead and end this meditation right after this particular principle, okay? Okay, let's work on coming out of the meditation. And with your permission, as you're coming out of the meditation, I had a couple of thoughts I wanted to share with you. I guess number one thought is, to a better extent, it doesn't much matter what I think or what others think. What mostly matters, perhaps, is what do you think? You know, it's just so interesting how we all get so caught up in the day-to-day things and so caught up in the way we're supposed to look, possibly the way we're supposed to act, and possibly other things that I can't think of those possibilities right now. But I'm feeling that you get the point, right? You know, we have so much pressure on us in our society to look a certain way. And the reality is, and I generally believe this to be true, you know, doesn't matter much God or being, higher up being that you believe you originate, or to that end, it doesn't even matter if you don't believe that. Um, but let's say that we do come from some sort of a higher being or a God or a Lord or whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to put to it. You know, if we're made according to the way that God intended us to be made, and that's good enough for him or her, why should we feel that we have to look a certain way? Hmm. Well, there are other thoughts around that. But just kind of wanted to sprinkle that in there and kind of give you a chance to reflect on that, because the reality is, and I genuinely believe this to be true, each and every one of us are beautiful. That's right. All of us are beautiful. You are beautiful. And there's really nothing at all that should hold you back from whatever it is that you want to achieve. Okay, yeah, I kind of went a little bit too far there, because of course you have to have the right controls in place to make sure that you're still who it is that you want to be, or who it is that you think you are, or who it is that you're going to be. You gotta have the right controls in there. But either way, let's go ahead and come out of this meditation. 3 cleansing breaths. Three claps of the hands. It's going to be a little bit louder this time, not too loud, but after all, we do need to come out of this meditation. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Rub your hands together ever so slightly, and then faster, 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 faster still. Feel the warmness in your palms. Okay. Thank you for joining us today in this meditation, this spatial meditation, where you learn and grow your spatial memory or your spatial learning. When you're ready, come back to acrosstao.com. That's acrosstao.com. And join us again so we can meditate together again. And until then, thanks so much for your time, and thanks for spending this time on you in building your spatial meditation. It's been a lot of fun today, and I really appreciate that. Hey, have a good day. Make it a good one. Choose it to be a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.